Just a friendly reminder that the opinions expressed on this show are not worth a Canadian penny, so disregard anything you hear that might get anyone in trouble. And despite some of the great ideas you may hear, don't try them at home. Go to a friend's house instead.
It's time to get a gun. That's what I've been thinking. Well, I could afford one. And if I did just a little less drinking, time to put something between me and the sun. When the talking is over, it's time to get a gun.
Hi, and welcome to episode 370 for Slamfire Radio. This is September 4th, 2020. I'm one of your hosts, Adriel.
I'm another one of your hosts, Kelly.
See how I just rolled in there?
Yeah, no, that was
Just
it.
waste no time. Just
I
right
was
in.
actually trampling all over you as you started.
That's
too,
going in the
so.
show. It's going in.
Okay. Whatever.
I've had a busy week. I got a little bit of sun. You notice? A little bit
Yeah.
of sun. Yeah. Yeah. Getting a bit of tan
You-
going on here
You're in Drumheller, my favorite range ever.
in Calgary.
In Calgary. Well, yeah, but Drumheller is my favorite range.
It's very picture. They were both very picturesque. But,
Yeah. Was it raining?
No.
Oh. Okay. Last time I was there, it was raining.
Not this time. It doesn't rain all the time.
No.
Sometimes it doesn't.
It just doesn't rain because I'm not there.
Correct. That is the
That is-
reason why it didn't rain. Yeah. It didn't rain at either of our events, and I think it's because you weren't there.
I probably would agree with you there because this weekend, my thing, it rained. Anyways, yeah. So why don't we talk about what we did in guns?
Yeah, what we did in Guns this week is brought to you by the Calgary Shooting Center, Canada's premier firearms retailer. Right now, anyone who buys a Stoeger product online, they've got like this 10% off map sale going on, will get entered to win a Benchmade Mini Freak, a $360 value. So that's the thing. Map pricing is like manufacturer, like they tell them what the price is going to be. It's kind of like Apple. You buy an iPhone in one place, it's there. You can't get a sale. They're all the same price.
Yeah.
Stoker's got the same thing, but now they're doing 10% off. So,
Okay. So they have Stoker Days tomorrow too.
Yeah.
Not
Stoker
Stoker.
Days.
It's Beretta Days,
Beretta?
which there's Stoker reps going to be there.
Beretta
Yeah.
is Stoker.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But anyways, I put that in the event section too.
Cool.
So yay!
Why don't you start? Why don't you tell us what you've been doing?
What have I been doing? Okay. Last weekend, I already told you last week on the show what was going to be happening on the weekend. So the Gunny Girl calendar shoot was taking place last weekend. So it started Friday, Saturday, and all day Sunday.
Did it rain for all of the days or just some of them?
So what happened was Friday night it was beautiful. We started at the Kingston and District Trap and Ski Club. Fantastic. Thank you to the president of the club, Matt Pomeroy. He allowed us to get into the club and use the club for shots, and it was fantastic. We traveled basically around Ontario for locations and also for our accommodations. We had a lot of rain, like thunder and lightning storms, and it was supposed to be in the morning only. And so our location for Saturday morning, we decided to flip it because we were going to actually take photos at the Airbnb that we were staying at, because it was a renovated church, and it had some really cool indoor photo options. So we'd flipped it, and we started to take pictures indoors, but they weren't really working out because of lighting and also some of the space issues. So we decided to go to Westport. My brother lives in Westport, so we used his property. He had some really cool location things there. The only problem is, again, thunder, lightning. There was no tornadoes this time, which was pretty good. But there was a lot of rain. So I did bring some stuff. Like, for example, I brought the canopy pop-up tents.
Those aren't super useful when it's raining like crazy, though.
No, but it did keep people dry. It also went from, so it was weird. It went from being totally sunny and like 30 degrees and everybody sweating their bum off, and then it went to like downpour, extremely overcast. So the photographer was really challenged with lighting issues. He said, this is like the weirdest. He says, I don't know what it is, but it's the weirdest photo shoot I've been at with weather-wise. Anyways, so we got photos taken there. We ran out of options for photos because of the challenges at the church, the location. So the girl that was doing our makeup for us, and she's fantastic, she had an idea. She said, I know somebody or that we can go to, and he's got some really cool props. So she called them, went over there, and it was fantastic. Like, we have so many cool props like you wouldn't believe. There's cars, like there's Camaros, there's Chargers, there's um horse wagons, it's really cool. Anyways, but there's also really cool guns because it's not all about cars and other thing, or girls, whatever. Anyways, but we had a really, really good time. On Sunday, we went back we went to SFRC, got to play around on an APC, and then also a Hummer. I got to play with the new flamethrowers that are out.
Yeah, I saw your video.
Yeah. So everybody's going,
It looked
yeah!
legit. Like, some of the flamethrowers are like, this is like
Sure.
this is a roofing
Torch.
or torch or something like that. Not that thing. That is a
Yeah.
legit flamethrower.
So everybody's going, yeah, and I'm going, no, seriously, I want to know if it'll clear my snow. So I'm just doing a sweep, right, and I'm just going up and down. It was hot, so if you were within 20 feet of the flames, either forward or backwards or to the sides, it was really, really warm, and everybody was playing with it too. It was lots of fun. It would legit do snow clearing if you wanted to do it. It's gasoline, right? So it's just spitting gasoline. The only problem that there is Ryan was also talking about it. They were playing with it. Yeah, there's a problem if it's windy and because it's gas, right, and dry. You have to make sure there's no dry grass around because it'll catch on fire. Anyways, but yeah,
Makes
that was
sense.
lots of fun.
Yeah.
What else did I do? Oh, the Ontario Hunters Education. So the Saskatchewan portion where you go online, you do all of it. So I passed the exam, online exam, and now so the instructor that's here in Ontario, in Kingston, I've sent it off to him. So I'm arranging an exam. So I don't know if it's in person or through Zoom or whatever, but I'm waiting to hear back from him. Anyways, so I've done that. Had a QSIF meeting, so the Canadian University Shooting Federation, the Women's Committee. I had one of those last night because October 1st is coming up. We've arranged a couple of ladies to be on our release.
Why'd you guys call it like CUSF instead of QSIF? Like, QSIF sounds like a word or a name or something like that.
I don't know. I don't get to make the rules. I just follow them. They've been calling it QSIF, so it's QSIF.
QSIF.
CUSF.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Canadian University Shooting Federation. I don't know. They came up with QSIF. It's weird. Anyways, and that's it. I didn't go to skeet night. Kelly is working nights this week, but I had to head back out to Westport to finish up some things for them, to redo some things from the shoot as well. So I didn't get out to Wednesday night ski, but that's it. Oh, and I did make another appointment. Remember the girl that I was telling you about, and her boyfriend told her just aim higher?
Yes.
You know, that whole thing. Anyways, so she texted me. She texted me this week, and she goes, "I've gone shooting with my boyfriend." And I said, "Oh, that's cool." And she said that he said to say thanks very much because my shooting has improved like a lot. And I said, "That's fantastic." And she goes, "Well, let's go shooting again." So we're going again on Sunday. We're gonna go again. Yeah. So she wanted to know if she can bring somebody else. I said no. I said no. I said, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go. We're just gonna cement what we talked about last time and practice that, and then maybe we can go again with somebody else. But I just want to go and make sure that.
Well, you should make sure that you guys are doing drills that you can benefit from as well, right?
Yeah. So basically that's it. Because if we bring somebody else, and I know who she wants to bring, that's somebody who's brand new to shooting and everything. Like, I want her to be able to practice what we talked about too. So I said no, but we'll make another day and we'll bring the other person too. So
Yep.
yeah.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
that's it. Anyways, what about you?
Let's see. Okay, last week I was packing up to go to the range. So I did that. I went to the range with my boys. We brought the GSG, so we just like some holster kind of stuff at the range. Brought my WS MCR to test it out after changing out that pin.
Oh yeah.
Ran
How it
fine.
worked? Okay.
Ran fine. Yep, ran fine. Decent reliability, accuracy with the red dot was good enough for 3-gun.
Awesome. How'd you
So
do?
I'm what's that?
How'd you do?
It was just a range trip. It was I wasn't
Oh.
there's no 3-gun match or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
I'm just testing. I'm testing this because not this weekend, but next weekend it's a big 3-gun
that's
match.
right. That's what is it? Not Prairie Fire.
Battle of Alberta.
Out of Alberta, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
So I gotta have a rifle for that. So that's what I'm gonna run. I ran through like 200 rounds. It was fine the whole time. And all the other things that I fixed from last time. Like, so it's had 500-ish rounds through it. And the only thing that failed that I was annoyed with was that pin. All the other things like the buffer tube and the stock and that kind of stuff, that's minor. Like that's all. And I've changed out all the stuff that would have caused that anyways. So it's all good to go. There were a couple of the other 3-gun guys there, so I helped them a little bit. Again, I had my boys there, so I couldn't put in as much work as I wanted to, but because they got really bored. But they're like redoing walls and doing a bunch of prop building and that kind of thing for that match coming up. And some of those guys brought their guns out to test, and I saw a WK-180 break its charging handle. Its third charging handle.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, that charging handle, like the first gen was just like a regular, like you put it in, you put the bolt in, and the charging handle is held in by the receiver wall. Now the issue with that is that it chowders the receiver a little bit. But if you don't care about that, it's fine. And then they went to a magnetic one, and that one started failing. And now they have a screw-in one, and that one fails bad. And I think it's because it's too thin. Like the part that bolts into the bolt, it's too thin, and they snap off. So yeah, this guy had just got his new charge. He's like, I just got my new charging handle. I just put it in, and he's firing it, and it's like, oh, and now it's on his bench. Yeah, and you need that part. That's an important part to have. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's pretty important.
So so he's a little bit annoyed. What else did I do? Oh, I brought my hunting rifles, and then I cracked open my box of 6.5 Creedmoor, and I loaded up my magazine, put in my mag, and I put the bolt forward, and it stopped. And I'm like, that's not good. Took it out. It's 308.
Oh.
It was 308 inside a 6.45 Creedmoor box. I must have what's this doing here? Whoop, there we go. Just one day, and should have checked it. Should have checked the head stamp. Oh well. Not a big deal. I got a lot of time till hunting season, so whatever. And the boys were getting a little bit tired. Oh, that's the other thing I did. I was shooting my 22s out at range because we have a CRPS coming up. So I tested my Nork NS522, and I was shooting some steel out far with that, with some just kind of crappy ammo actually. Like if I would have been thinking about this CRPS match, I would have went out and got some better ammo, because I've got really decent standard velocity stuff, but for 300 it's a little bit too far. Like standard velocity, I need to dial too much to get to 300, whereas with high velocity I can do it. I can do high velocity with my scope and bases and all that kind of combo. So I should have gone out and bought some like high quality, high velocity stuff. But
what were you shooting instead?
Mini mags, 40 grain mini mags. Not the best idea.
Yeah.
Like I was getting my hits on steel out there, but that's under ideal circumstances. And tomorrow is not going to be ideal circumstances. It's going to be whatever the match is, right? So
yeah,
whatever. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Okay. Hey, is Rick there with you?
Yeah. Oh, he's not here at my place right now. No,
he's
he's at Sherwood Park right now, prepping up for the CRPS.
Okay.
Yep. 22 gear came in, so I've been ordering some 1022 gear. I'll show you a couple of the things.
All
Actually,
your parts
I've changed some of this guy a little bit. So this is the Tapco stock set. for the 1022, and you can just put an AR stock on there. So I thought, you know what I should put on there?
That is so fucking ugly.
Nice one. I like it though, so I don't care. Comfortable and it's fast. What else I got on there? I got an extended charging handle.
Yeah.
Right there. I got the Delask bolt in there, and I got a BX trigger in here, which
Okay.
is a little bit nicer than the stock trigger. Stock trigger's right around 5
Yeah.
pounds. This guy's right around 2.5, and yeah, it's fine. I was
Yeah,
shooting
looks
this
good.
thing out to 200 yards on some steel plates and getting some hits, so it's good enough. Yeah.
Ugly.
Ugly? Yeah, I would agree
It
with
is
you.
ugly.
It is ugly, but it's like really easily pointable. Right. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, and if anyone is wondering, the BX triggers still come with the heart-shaped little like non-auto bolt hold open. They should mod that one. If you pay like the extra $100 to get the BX trigger, you should be able to get one that's got that modded thing in there. Like it's not a
Yeah.
safety thing; it's just a stupidity thing.
Yeah, the more expensive triggers, they have.
The non-Ruger ones, right? This is Ruger
Yeah.
like doubling down on stupidity.
Yeah.
Like, no, the original one has that. We're gonna do it for all of them. Why?
Because there's.
Because
Yeah.
the original does. Okay, but like on your PC carbine, you obviously like got a little bit smarter and didn't do that. So why are you doing it for this other stuff? Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think they
Sorry.
know either.
Yawning.
Maybe it's just like that's what their machine's set up for right now. Yeah. So the CRPS match is coming up on Saturday. That's going to be running. I'm going to be running Nork 520, my Norenko NS 522, and then Rimfire Race Guns is on Sunday. My oldest is going to run this.
Okay.
I'm gonna run a pistol GSG.
Are you?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm gonna run a pistol. Maybe I'll run this if we got time. Run through twice. And then this week I've been maple seeding in Calgary at BTSA and at Drumheller at DDSA. I think it's DDSA.
Yeah, Drumheller and District. Yeah.
Go to the Walmart. Go like 1 kilometer west. Boom.
Yep.
Or
Boom.
southeast. Something
Yep.
like that. Yeah. Yeah, really nice. Like BTSA, they renoed their range, so it's all new, like all packed earth, gravel. Really nice setup up there, and stayed the night there. Stayed in my van. Just got like
Did ya?
an inflatable air mattress and stayed and like slept in my van like a hobo, which is nice because it's pretty quiet inside a vehicle compared to a tent. It's like
Yeah.
wind or whatever. It's like can't hear it. It's fine. Yeah.
It's
so
beautiful country. It really, really is.
Yeah, really pretty. Just driving into Sibbald Flats there, it's really
Yeah.
pretty. They've got an interesting range setup too. They've got to cut like a bunch of bays like in one little area, just kind of like branching off. And it's really compact, which is kind of nice.
Yeah. Which range were you on?
50 East. Does that help? No.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
We're facing into the sun, but it's high enough in the sky. It wasn't really a big deal.
Yeah.
It was quite windy. Like the winds really picked up in the afternoon, and we kept having like target backers like flying away, and also like target backers that were stapled into these like really nice stands that they made just for maple seed, and the backers were like blowing off. We had these like real weird whippy winds. It'd be coming from one direction and then go to the other direction, and then all of a sudden it's like comes from a direction we didn't expect, and it's like, oh, mats go flying and guns go flying and backer boards go flying and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
that was interesting.
That happened last time we were there too. It's weird.
Yeah, high winds. And it's just like it's just freshly packed. Their ranges are beautiful, and they just did them. So it's actually really hard to drive spikes and stuff into the ground because of how hard it is.
Yeah.
Which is like it's what you want on a range.
Yeah.
Anyways, really good, really well set up. Real convenient to get in there and get that done. And I think we had three or four people patch at that one, which is good. Yeah. And then after that, we drove out to Drumheller, stayed the night there, and then the next day, the day after that, we did a maple seed in Drumheller. Not too many people, but it was good. We just ran a nice little maple seed out there. It was supposed to get windy, and like this is my third event where it's like it's supposed to be very windy. So this time I'm like, nah, let's stake everything down. Everything's getting staked down like to the nth degree, and it wasn't that windy.
No.
But
Which rain?
it didn't take that long to stake everything down, and I think like the not doing that right off the hop cost us time. Like when you try to like just work around and like we'll just stick steel on this, or we'll just like put one stake here, it ends up taking more time in the long run. Yeah.
So which range were you at Drumheller?
The 300. We were on the rifle
Okay.
range. Yeah.
That's what I figured too.
Yeah, they got out there with a bulldozer, and they like made like a flat spot for us, and it was a good thing it was dry, because if it would have been wet, it would have been like real muddy. But it was dry, and it was
Well,
great.
I wasn't there, so you're welcome.
Yeah, he didn't bring the rain, and it wasn't even windy. It was great. Yeah,
Okay.
so really nice, really nice. I like the backdrop at that range is really pretty, and they're well set up for like instructors to camp over and that kind of thing. They've got like a little grassy patch off the side where they do their archery and that kind of thing. So it was real convenient to just pull in there, stay over the night, and then head over to the range kind of thing next day. So yeah,
it's a beautiful range, and they're really supportive. So
yeah, they had like range executives like there for the whole day, like watching and making sure everything was cool. So it was really good.
Yeah,
making sure that no one like
weren't.
Making sure that no one like came onto the range because the range was closed, right?
Yeah.
During the event.
Yeah.
Which is good. It was all the effort was really appreciated.
Awesome.
So I think I'm going to both these events are at Sherwood Park. I think I'm going to go tomorrow with my oldest son, and I'm going to shoot the CRPS match, and then we'll stay the night, and then we'll both shoot the rimfire race guns match the next day.
You're going to stay the night in the van?
In the van. I
the
can
hobo
fit
van.
a full-sized air mattress in the back. It fits perfectly. It's like it's snug to the sides. It's snug to the back and the front when I got the seats like pushed all the way forward. And there's enough room for like to Tetris your other garbage like in the front there. So, and the advantage is like setup and takedown is, I think it's faster than doing it with a tent.
Oh yeah, and it's a lot drier too. God, I hate setting up and taking down tents, especially if it's raining.
Drier.
I'll just sleep in my car.
Yeah, I can let the air out of the air mattress and just roll it up, and then start shoveling crap into the back of that huge back of the van.
Yeah.
So, anyways, it's gonna be good. I'm gonna
awesome.
Gonna enjoy. This is gonna be the first match I've shot with my son, so that's
Yay!
Well, he did go to a maple seed with me. But this is like this is like a match. Like the whole thing is a match. So
yeah, he'll do great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Why don't we move on to the next thing, which is upcoming events. Upcoming events is sponsored by Telos Alpha. Telos Alpha is a Canadian digital agency that works exclusively in the firearms vertical. They help with business processes, strategic planning, websites, e-commerce, and battling the stigma the industry carries with banks, merchant processors, and social media. Learn more at telosalpha.com. One of the events we have here is the Calgary Shooting Center's Beretta Days. That's going to be Saturday, September 5th from 10 to 5. Support a great charity in these uncertain times. Buy a ticket on great door prizes and range tickets to try a great selection of firearms from the Stoeger lineup. Product reps will be in store, and there'll be great pricing on all Stoeger products. The range will not be open for general members. Next up, we have Maple Seed. Still have spots available for Regina, September 10th, and Bonnyville, September 26th. There's an ORPS at RGC, August 22nd. That's Restigouche, right? It's got to be Restigouche Gun Club.
Restigouche Gun Club.
Yeah. And there's going to be an ORPS at Miramichi, August 29th.
Yeah, but we're in September, so those need to go away.
I just read the script. If the script's not right, I don't care. I read it to 100%. I've done my job.
It's great.
I didn't think about it. I'm not gonna. Do you want to tell us about the next one?
Okay, so the next one is the CCFR Integrity March. It's going to be happening Saturday, September 12th on Parliament Hill. We're all heading over at noon-ish. I think it starts at 1 o'clock though. So you can find out more details about it on the Canadian Coalitions for Firearm Rights website, or also on their Facebook group. We have a actually it's called a survival guide. It gives you everything. There's places where it tells you where you can stay at hotels. It tells you transportation for public transportation if you want to do that, where to go, what to meet, what to do. And basically we're hoping that we'll get as many people as possible to come and attend the march. I will be there. Come and say hi. If you have any questions about that, you're always welcome also to send an email to the CCFR, because they'll answer it as well. But yeah, come out and check it out. Join us. September 12th.
March and stuff.
March.
Protest.
Come in March.
Burn some cop cars, litter, deface some stuff, destroy some statues, you know, that kind of thing, right?
No.
No.
No, that's not us.
You guys are doing this protesting wrong.
Yeah, I know.
You guys maybe you aren't peaceful protesters, because I hear that
it's not a protest.
That's how you define it.
It's a march.
Okay.
If it was a protest, we wouldn't be moving, but we're actually a moving group. Excuse me.
It's a moving peaceful protest.
It is a moving peaceful
You'll flip over cop cars on the way.
That is correct.
As they present themselves.
Yeah, no, I was on a group chat just before I got on tonight, and we're discussing all of the logistics and what could happen as well. But hopefully it's going to be smooth. I know that we're looking forward to it, but yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be it'll be fine.
It'll be good
for Canadians, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get into the news. Do you want to read through these donations?
Sure. Okay, so here's some donations to the CCFR's Legal Challenge Fund. The Blue Ridge Sportsman's Club, they donated $5,900. The Marksman Club, $2,500. The Seven Sisters Falls Wildlife Association Incorporated for $500. The Calgary Fish and Game Club was $5,000. Oxford Fish and Game, also $1,000. Aztecs Armories, their clients and them donated. This money was raised through a challenge coin, and the donation was $486. And then this one is kind of interesting. Alan Harding, who is actually a part of Team Canada for the Olympics, he donated $5,000 himself. That was awesome. Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yep.
So those are the donations. Yeah.
Yep. I spent all of 1 minute looking at some new gun stuff, so I can let you guys know about that.
Do you want to talk about the other stuff in the news, though?
Yes. Yeah, let's do that.
Because there was some stuff that was recently added to the FRT. Or not FRT. It wasn't added. It was reviewed, and then it was added to the prohibited list. So it was just, was it out today or yesterday that they announced this?
Yesterday. Well, I mean, Armalytics just found it.
Right.
I don't think the RCMP announces when they
make
a bunch of people prohibited owners and subject to incredible fees and legal costs. They don't let them know.
No,
you could just have one of these firearms and not know that you're actually breaking the law. You
correct.
will not know that you are criminal scum.
This is correct.
Yeah, but you are.
Okay, but you are.
If you have one of those, yes.
So there was, I thought there was 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There was 11 items that were added to the list that Armalytics found. The BA 612, the BA 812, Castorelli, is that it?
That one was
Africa.
Because it's in 460.
Right, the Colt C20. The Harrison McClellan Talon Safari, Ruger. How do you say that? Musketon. Musketon, AMD in 5.56, and then you got the Best Arms BA12, BA7 112, the S5 from United Defense.
This is like so. In this list, there are some AR-15 variants.
Yes.
There are some
Yeah.
AR-10 variants. There
And then
are
there's-
some big hunting rifles, like safari rifles.
Yep.
And there's a couple of shotguns that look like big, scary AR-15s. So let's
Yeah.
spam those.
Yeah. So go on to armalytics.ca. They have a new list as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that was sold yesterday.
Yep.
Awesome.
Now let's get on to sponsor announcement, Bolt Action Coffee. So right now, Slamfire Radio is a brand ambassador for Bolt Action Coffee. The coffee's roasted. Do we have a link? Do we have a link that we got to share with people?
Not yet. I'm
Not
gonna
yet?
go back to yeah, Miles. I think
I got a
was
bag of
away
coffee.
for a while.
They sent me a bag of coffee. I made some. It's delicious.
Did you?
Yeah.
It is delicious, isn't it? I brought it to the weekend. Let everybody else taste it as well. It was really good coffee.
Mm-hmm.
I had some left over from the night before. I drank it in the morning too, cold. It was awesome.
Yep, I'm a big coffee guy. And yeah, it's good coffee. Get it at boltactioncoffee.com.
Yeah.
New gun stuff. Type 97 Gen 3s are in stores now. $11.99. So the Gen 3s have like a flat top upper kind of a thing. They've got M-lock. They've got, I don't know if there are any other differences. They've got a non-reciprocating charging handle. So some of the older, like the Gen 1 had a reciprocating charging handle. This one has a non-reciprocating charging handle that can be swappable for the side, but left is the best side. The magazines are still a total pain in the ass to get out, and the safety's still in a real stupid spot. So, you know,
In other words,
but it's cheap. But it's cheap. It's one of the cheaper, reliable semi-auto 223s. But yeah, your safety is still in your armpit, and it's still like a huge 180-degree dial. And then you still gotta like grab the mags in kind of a weird way, but they'll run, I think. I'm not selling these very good, am I?
No, not really. Sorry.
I'm not really interested in them a lot. I mean, I like the Type 97s. Hopefully the price goes down on these after a while. And then Rangeview Sports has some FX9s. So if you're looking out for an FX9, they've got those. They're $12.49.
So you know what I handled? You know what I handled on Sunday before it was released. I was playing with the new Engage.
What's an
Engage? Canuck. It's a new. It's a little bit more
tactical.
Like
an Odell.
It's an Odell.
Mm-hmm.
It's tactical, but it's lots of fun.
What is it like? Is it like the M4 Turknelli kind of a thing?
Yeah, So it's a tactical shotgun.
Canuck Engage. Let me like. Oh, this is like the M4 kind of a thing. Oh, but a little bit different.
Yeah.
Little bit different. I wonder. I'm going to share my screen so I'm not just like talking all over the place here. Canuck Engage. 12 gauge.
Yeah. Let's play with it.
What's the capacity on it? Looks like it's got a big old tube on there.
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
That's good. I mean, if it pushes that 3-inch. It's got a little like wire stock with a cheek riser on it. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really nice. Not bad. Not bad weight to it either.
I kind of like the matching barrel and
the tube
magazine tube there. It's kind of interesting. Yeah.
I was asking that same question about how many shells it could hold because of how big the tube is.
This is 5+1.
Okay.
I wonder if it's pinned and you can unpin it and repin it to like
probably
5.9 3-inch shells because that will hold one more 2 3/4. You can fit another one in there.
Yeah, it was lots of fun. We took pictures with it.
Neat.
Yeah.
All right, let's get on to the main topic.
Hey everybody, our main topic tonight is with Mr. Brian Sheets. Everybody who's been listening for a while, you probably know Brian already. But to give you a little introduction, Brian is somebody who's from Coshocton, Ohio, and he is somebody who used to actually be part of Valkyrie Defense, and he's recently changed his company and what he does. So we brought him on, and we wanted him to tell us what he's up to. So Brian, how you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good. We've missed you.
Oh, I've missed you guys too.
How are things down in Ohio?
No, they're great. They're getting back to normal. That's a good thing,
Yep.
The Ohio wasn't really, I don't think, as strict as a lot of the other states, especially in our area down here. It's pretty, it's not as populated, I guess, is the best way to put it. So,
Right.
So we have a little less density of population here, so we can, we're kind of able to do kind of normal stuff, for the most part. So
You're in Amish country.
very close to it, yeah. And you know what? Amish don't really wear masks. They
I was just going to say, they don't wear masks. They don't care. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, but so tell us what's going on with you. What's happened with Valkyrie Defense? Tell us a little bit about that and what your new company is.
Well, we kind of struck out on my own, and what we're doing now, one of our assistant instructors and I were talking, and we wanted to get back out to it, and Valkyrie Defense, we weren't teaching any classes anymore, and kind of just everything kind of slid off. So we decided to, Sean Collins, who was one of our assistant instructors, I think you got to meet him a couple times.
Yeah.
Him and I got together, and we decided we're gonna start teaching again. We want to get some classes rolling. So him and I started off, and now we have Ballistic Solutions now. So.
Okay. So it's Ballistic Solutions, and they can find you on Facebook, correct?
Ballistic Solutions LLC. Yep.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about the courses that you offer.
We're kind of doing a lot of the same stuff that we were with Valkyrie Defense Group. Right now, we're offering concealed carry classes just like normal. We're also offering our Sights and Triggers course that we used to offer as well. And now we're also offering a what we used to call counter and ambush concepts. Now we call it ballistic problem solving, and it's kind of along the same lane with that. We got some stuff coming up in the future also that we're looking forward to, that we're trying to get. We're running tests and doing stuff like that, where we've worked with some school districts already again, and we've done some force on force training with them, and so we're really investing into that right now and trying to look forward to maybe possibly next year offering some force on force classes.
Okay. Are you currently working with the school districts so that they can take that and be certified in it? Because that's one of the things your region in Ohio is doing. They're saying basically the teachers need to go and take this course, correct? So
we work with a lot of school districts around Ohio. There are school districts that allow staff members to carry guns, and so we're kind of their first step, where they would come in with us, and they would do a their concealed carry class. They have to go through a concealed carry class first, and then they have to go through a what they call primer course. And the primer course is about 8 hours of a lot of force. Excuse me, a lot of. You're making me laugh. Stop.
I know. Just thinking about it, lady. We're going to talk about it. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. We do get them basically kind of squared away, understand what a good holster, what a good gun is, and then get the gun out of the holster on the target, and what I like to call basically critical thinking with a handgun, and get them to be able to, whenever they go into the FASTER program, which is a 3-day with TDI down in Southern Ohio. Once they get down there, they're ready to tread water at least. And since we started doing these classes with them, they've seen a huge increase in passing rates, where they were having maybe 3 or 4 out of every 10 to 12 fail. Now they went from 3 to 4 to having 0 after they had us come in and start helping them.
Oh, that's awesome. Now I've gone down and I've taken the counter ambush concept course with you under the Valkyrie. So are you still allowing Canadians to come down once the borders were open to come and train with you?
Oh, sure. I won't even make you wear a mask. Yeah.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, you can come down and spit in my mouth. I don't care. I'm not.
I don't want to.
Does that cost
extra? Well, you'll be paying us to do it.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah. So let's go back to the reason that I was laughing is because I've gone down to Ohio quite a bit previous to the closing of the borders, but I've gone down to do Project Appleseed, and I was an instructor there, and Brian's come out to the events there, and we had somebody in common on the line one day. She had been at your pistol course as well. And can you tell us about you with teachers, you that's why I was laughing. With teachers, sometimes there's a resistance with handling of firearms. How do you get around that? Because I was laughing because of that one particular
Yeah, it's just I don't see any, there's no difference in teachers carrying guns and a lot of other people carrying guns. It's the level of training that they receive and their ability to accept and receive that training. We do our best. It's just sometimes some people they take it. I'm trying to be diplomatic. They take the training easier than others, and then some require a little more focus and dedication to get them to where they need to be.
Yeah. Do you want to say what happened during that particular training session, so that
During
the
your
woman,
Appleseed?
no,
Oh, because there was something that happened during your Appleseed, I thought.
no, it's the your course. You said that she wouldn't actually pull the trigger, and you said for every child.
Keep going. I'm listening.
So for anybody she did not engage, there was a child that died. So
Yeah, I made her write a letter to everyone that every time she missed a shot, she had to go back and think about the letter that she didn't have to write to their families. I'm not a nice person sometimes, but I know that yeah, she cried. Sometimes some people just need certain types of motivation, and I think that was hers. So I win. I won.
Yeah. So there is going to be resistance at these types of things, obviously, especially from people who don't necessarily want to be there, but they're told to be there. So
yeah, but she wanted to be there until it became hard, and then and then they've already invested money into her. So it was up to me to get her to get pushed over that hump, and she got over it, and then she learned, and she went on and passed the FASTER program. So she was,
yeah,
but she just needed that extra little nudge, and I figured out exactly what it was whenever I found out how much she loved her kids. So
yeah. So but yeah, so if somebody is up here in Canada and they want to come down, there's no issues with it. How do they figure out what courses you're running? How often are you running the courses?
We'll post them all onto our Facebook page. We also have an Instagram page. We're trying to get it taken off. We only have a couple, there's only like maybe 50 or 60 people on our Instagram. So we're going to try to start getting that put out there also. It's also Ballistic Solutions LLC. You'll see a nice BS, like our company logo is BS. So, it's for Brian and Sean. Also, we were trying to figure out a good thing, but then you realize that, oh man, we started teaching classes, and then we looked down at our certificate. It was like, oh, this is our certificates say BS on them. Maybe that was a poor choice. Whatever. Yeah, kind of goes with the theme. So, but yeah, yeah, you can go online onto Facebook, and you can see all of our events on there. Like I said, we're just getting started up, but we are going to hopefully be rolling here real soon. We are taking the month of September off, which sounds really weird. But Sean and his wife, they just had a baby girl, Berkeley Lynn. So I'm letting them spend some time together. So I could schedule a class every weekend because the way it is going down here right now. But yeah. I figured for the sake of his marriage, I figured I would say how about you just take a couple weeks off, buddy?
Yeah. So you're back up and running again in October?
We will be. Yep. Yeah. First class is a concealed carry class, October 11th. It's all women. We've done a couple of those now already. So for some reason, it's a really big need down here right now. We're getting a lot of interest out of all ladies classes. So we're doing that. And then a week or two after that, we'll be doing another basic concealed carry class and also one of our sights and triggers classes. So we'll get those dates as soon as we can figure out, get everything with the range put together and synced up with them. We'll have it posted up on the Facebook.
Okay. What's the average cost for one of these?
The sights and triggers class is going to be $100. You'll need 100 to 150 rounds. It's going to be a 4 to 5 hour class. The concealed carry courses are 90, and they are an 8-hour course, and they meet and exceed all of Ohio's requirements to obtain a concealed handgun license.
Right, but if you're not from Ohio, we can't go down there and get a concealed carry license.
you can't get a concealed carry license, but if you wanted to sit 8 hours and listen to me drone on about laws and stuff like that, feel free, but I don't recommend that one for the Canadians.
Okay, can I ask you if somebody has a New Hampshire concealed carry? What's the deal? Because a lot of Canadians do.
Okay, I believe you can still carry in Ohio as long as you have a New Hampshire permit, I believe. I would have to, what I tell everyone to do, it's hard for me to keep track on all that because that's up to the attorney generals and stuff like that. So each state has their own attorney general, and their attorney generals have to reciprocate and say, we'll honor your license if you want our license. Sometimes it changes. Most of the time we see that Ohio only keeps gaining states and never losing because our attorney general is pretty cool like that. But I would say that you were once before, and I'm unaware if there have ever been any that we've lost within the last 10 years. So
Okay.
I believe you still were able to.
The last time we were down there, we were able to, but with respect to, it doesn't matter for us to concealed carry course. Not really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the counter ambush concept course, which is what again? You've now changed the name of it. What is it?
It's called Ballistic Problem Solving.
Ballistic problem solving. It's an excellent course. I took it. How much is that, and how much ammo do you need, and how long is it going to take?
That one's closer to 350 to 500 rounds, depends upon how much you shoot, which we know right now is pretty rough trying to get ammo, especially down here. So we're trying to figure out ways to make it a little more convenient for people and a little less ammo heavy. So we're trying to figure out ways to do that, which we're going to incorporate more dry fire and stuff like that at the beginning of the morning through the fundamentals, and try to get people, we're maybe possibly going to roll in some force on force at the end of the day as well. So then that'll kind of cut back on your rounds also. So
Okay.
we're trying to figure that out and trying to, this is a weird time. So we're trying to adapt to it as well as possible.
So what you're seeing is shortage of ammo down there.
Yeah, you can't find 9mm pretty much anywhere right now. There's plenty of
All right.
22 around, but 9mm is pretty much gone. So.
Okay. All right. Adriel, what do you got for him? Anything?
No, it's just good to hear. Good to hear of more training out there. Good to hear that the schools are starting to do this kind of training, at least as an option, because I think that some people out there probably want the option. So it's a good thing.
Yeah, we've been doing it now for I think it goes on 4 years where we've been training schools, and we've done 4. Personally, we've done 4 or 5 different schools, and then we've had other ones contact us for next year already. So we're ready to. And they're all repeat too. So like we have those ones that we take care of, and they usually send at least a couple new people back every year. So keeps us pretty busy.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
awesome.
Okay. Is there anything that we didn't cover that you want to talk about?
No, I just really appreciate you guys letting me come on, talk a little bit, and I've missed your faces.
We missed you too.
Yeah.
This border has to open up soon because we need to get a visit.
Absolutely.
You weren't even able to come up for your visit. You were going to do a bear hunt.
Yeah, I was going to do a bear hunt, and that got canceled. So I think someone still has my deposit. I got to make a couple phone calls on that one.
Oops.
I'm gonna try to come back next year. I'll be up there next year at least if the border opens, and which I'm assuming is going to soon. So
where are you gonna hunt bear?
We were going to
Northern Quebec.
Yeah, Northern Quebec. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. You say Brian's going, if you're near, no, Northern Quebec's not near anything.
Sorry, I didn't know. I need to buy a map.
Yeah. But yeah, so hopefully it'll open up soon. We'll be able to come down there, or vice versa. You'll be able to come up here. It's great that you're actually continuing with the business though. So that's fantastic. And
yeah, I wanted to continue on and teach a little bit more. And, I saw there's a need out there still. And, it's just, like I said, I hated to have to leave, but I wanted to keep moving on, and wasn't an easy decision. So, and Sean was very, very willing and ready to help, and so here we are, and we're ready to make moves. So
awesome. All right. Well, thanks for coming on, Brian.
Thanks for having me.
And thanks again to Brian for coming on and letting us know about all the cool things he's into. Listener feedback. Let's look at Facebook. Flamethrowers are classified as agricultural equipment in Canada.
Mhm.
That's how you get the barbecue beef. Like you got to smoke the meat first. I think like way before you get it to the consumer, right? No, you don't use the flamethrowers on the
Sure.
cows. No.
Yeah, how would agriculture flame? I don't know. How'd that work?
If you got like mice, just like flamethrow 'em.
Sure.
No?
Spiders.
Spiders, yes. You got
Mm,
like an old barn full of spiders.
yeah. Yeah, that's my suggestion. Go
Light
in
the
there with
barn
a
on fire.
flamethrower.
Got it done. If you've watched Arachnophobia, you know that's the best option anyways.
I haven't seen that movie in years. I should go watch it again.
I've been rewatching a bunch of like old 80s and 90s movies with my kids because now they can like survive getting through one of those movies. But
Yeah.
but every once in a while, one throws you for a loop, and it's just a little bit too much.
Too much?
Yeah.
Actually, Jeff Reese tagged me in a post on Facebook this week. It was Red Dawn,
Mhm.
and different people, so he tagged me in it. But it's like Wolverines, and God, that was such a good movie. Red Dawn, the first one. The second one sucked. But anyways.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. Listener feedback. Listener feedback is sponsored by Armory DC Gunsmith. Armory DC Gunsmith is a full-service gunsmith who specializes in firearms refinishing. He offers hot bluing, parkerizing, and Cerakote finishes, as well as wood refinishing. Check out his online inventory of new and used guns, firearms accessories, optics, and more at dcgunsmith.ca. Do you want to take this one from Josh?
Okay, so from Josh V. Thanks for entertainment, especially on the viewer email portion of the show. My question this week is 12 gauge or 20 gauge. Historically, I've always hunted with a pump action Benelli 12 gauge. Me too. Well, not hunting. Anyways, that's what I own. And I'm considering switching to a 20 gauge. I believe ammunition costs close to the same, and the killing power is comparable, but the gun itself is lighter and more maneuverable with less recoil. Would you agree? Also, thinking about switching from pump to semi, pros and cons. And since we're at it, which makes and models do you suggest? Wanting to spend 2,000 or less? Thanks and congrats on the podcast being on for so long. I'm newer to shooting and podcasts and don't realize how seasoned you guys are. Well done.
I'm
So that's
very
from-
seasoned. I'm seasoned in sweat and dirt and
Well, from-
sun.
Yeah. So first of all, Josh actually sent me a text this morning saying, "Where were you guys last night? I missed you on the way to work today." So hi, Josh. 12 gauge versus 20 gauge.
For what? Hunting, right? Hunting?
Yeah, he said for hunting. He's,
Waterfowl or upland?
I don't know. I don't know what
Makes
he's
a big
hunting.
difference.
Yeah.
If it's waterfowl, I wouldn't bother with a 20 gauge. Not at all. 12. I mean, if you want less recoil, use less load. Use a lighter load.
lighter
in your
load.
12 gauge. Yep. I mean, one of the things to think about with 12 versus 20 is the shot string.
Mhm.
So what you want is wide and not very deep, because deeper it's like, well, you're gonna kill the duck anyways. You don't need to like hit them with a bunch of pellets that are like in behind, right, in a long string.
Yeah.
If you think about like a 410 has to pack all that lead in a tiny little barrel. It's got a very long shot string on it, and they're not as great for that kind of a thing. So 12 is gonna be wider and shallower than a 20.
Right.
You can flex up or down in shot amounts. If you use the same amount of shot in a 20 gauge and it's lighter, it will recoil more than a heavier 12 gauge, because recoil is all about the weight of the firearm. So too light of a firearm does work against you. I've got like one of those little Mossberg Bantam like 20 gauges for the kids, and when they shoot it, like it rocks them. It's so light. It's coming right at them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's also asking about semi versus pump.
That like cost. So you can get a pump that will work for like $300. You cannot get a semi for $300 that will work for very long.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would, but if his budget's $2,000, like there's a lot of good guns that you can get for that.
Josh, I want you to be adopt me, okay?
For like a waterfowl shotgun.
We'll be friends, and you can share your firearms with me. Yeah.
I might get like an A5 because I really like my A5. I really like the auto load feature on it. Really like it. It's inertial. It's easy to clean. All those things are good. But I mean, like a Benelli would be another good option.
Well, he does have a Benelli. It is
Semi-automatic
a
bullet
semi.
Benelli,
Yeah.
like an M2 or something like that would be nice.
Yeah.
Or like a Super Black Eagle. I think that's their hunting-ish 3.5-inch shotgun. If you're doing waterfowl, 3 inch is fine, but 3.5 may be better. Maybe you can, get some more pellets out there. Really depends if you want to go for something that's like lightweight and practical, or something that's can throw more lead downrange or more steel. Really, if you're doing
Yeah.
waterfowl. If this is for upland game like grouse and that kind of thing, don't get a 3.5-inch. Totally unnecessary. I don't even know. I guess a semi would be a good option there if you were doing upland. I always
So-
like a side by side or an over under for that kind of thing, though, just because of like how simple they are and how lightweight. It's perfectly tuned to making 2 shots and 2 shots only on something that's moving, right?
Mhm.
And you get different chokes with an over under because your first shot's like a little bit wider and your second one will be a
Yeah.
little bit tighter. So like there's some advantages to running an over under or a side by side or something like that for upland. I can see the allure, and I kind of like the gaminess of it, or just because you've got that flexibility.
Mhm.
Whereas a semi is, I don't know, great for 3-gun, but for upland, for waterfowl, it's good too. And then, so I mean, like the inertial guns are cleaner. You don't need to clean them very often because they don't really get gas into the action and that kind of thing. Gas action shotguns will kick a little bit less because they're using some of the gas to run the action.
Yep.
But a lot of them like carbon up pretty bad after, like, I don't know, 500,000 rounds kind of a thing. Have I talked long enough about shotguns?
I think so.
like
I think
for
I
a
don't-
low cost, a cheap pump would be fine. I
Mm.
wouldn't go any further. For something nicer, if I was spending $2,000, I'd want to make sure I'm getting like what I really want, and
Yeah.
what's going to be perfect for what I'm using it for.
So, Josh, just follow up with your email with us and just let us know specifically what you're looking to hunt with, and then we'll be able to give you a really good recommendation on
Yeah.
on a
Yeah.
shotgun.
I between 12 and 20, I would not go to 20. I'd only go to 20 if I don't know, Josh, if he was really light framed, then maybe, because like 20 is great for like youth and people who might be a little bit more recoil sensitive and need to use something that's a little bit lighter loads. But the ammo costs quite a bit more. It's harder to find. If you mix and match like 12 and 20, it can be a bad day for your 12 gauge, because you'll get a 20 into the chamber and you'll put a 12 behind it and you'll blow up your barrel. That's all I gotta say about that. I got the next one from Edmund.
Okay.
Hi, guys and gal. Just got caught up with your podcasts. Nice shooting there, Kelly. A couple of weeks back, you mentioned you broke 20 clays in skeet. Most shooters have a hard time hitting that many with a 12 gauge, but you did it with a 28. On a serendipitous note, the CCFR's legal challenge got a shout out from ARFCOM. Andrew mentions it at 9:20 into their weekly video update. Here's a link. Keep up the good work, and looking forward to your next episode, Edmund.
So ARFCOM, what that is the AR community, AR-15 community. It's a podcast / YouTube channel. So they mentioned it. I went and had a look at the YouTube video, and he was talking about us up in Canada. He made although I don't know how good it was, because he was making references to us as Canadians, and threw in the aboot and the different slang and different things like that. But he did actually say go out and to the Americans that are down in the South. Just basically, he said, go to the CCFR webpage and make a donation. So it was good. But and they did talk about how unfair it is and different things like that. But it was quite well done. It was quite funny too, because they used references from South Park about Canadians and different things like that. So it was all tongue in cheek.
Yeah, I think you got to. I mean, a lot of Americans haven't been to Canada, so they don't.
Yeah.
Like, what would an American know about Canada? Toronto, maybe poutine,
No,
Vancouver.
most don't.
No,
What? Yeah, no, most don't.
mountains. Maybe the Rocky Mountains. Maybe snowboarding.
Yeah, I know that when I was living over in Germany, I was approached by somebody who's from the U.S. I think they were from Texas, and they thought we were Americans, and they said, "Where are you from? Where are you from? And where are you from?" And I said, "We're from Canada." And he goes, "You guys speaks pretty good, like English." And I'm going, "Well, yeah." And he goes, "Well, I thought that you guys didn't speak English." "No, we speak English." And then he starts asking us about igloos and, going to school by,
Nice.
dog sled. I'm going,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. He goes,
Love it. Love it.
and the weather, it was summer and it was really hot. He goes, "This must be like weird for you." And I'm going, "No, we get summer too. I don't live in an igloo. My name is not Johnny or Sue."
But you know Johnny in Toronto, right?
Yeah.
Johnny from Toronto? Yes. You're from Canada, right?
Yeah.
And do you know Sue from Vancouver?
Yes, of course
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because
Saw her the other weekend. Yeah.
it's quite funny. I've been across the country, across the world, and everybody thinks that Canadians, one, are polite, two, that we live in igloos, that English is not our first language. They all think we speak French for some reason. I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah. Not very well.
No.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny.
Yeah. If you'd like to email the show, send your emails over to slamfireradio@gmail.com. Patreon supporters, is this updated?
Yep.
Yes, new Patreon, Chris B for $10. I'll have to get a patch in the mail for Chris.
Yeah, I think he did send us his address as well. Have a look.
Yay. I will have to look and get some patches in the mail. I haven't done that in a while. Maybe Tuesday.
No.
Tuesday.
No. Okay.
Holiday on Monday.
Yes, it is.
If you'd like to help support the show, head on over to patreon.com/slamfireradio. You can also help support the show by visiting our website and then clicking the Cabela's link and going to Cabela's and buying some stuff from them.
Yep.
Shoutouts. Kelly?
Okay, so I have a bunch. So I wanted to give a shout out to my dad, my brother, as well as Matt Pomeroy, the Kingston Drop and Ski Club, also SFRC. And those were everybody that helped us out with shoot locations and equipment and different things for the Gunny Girl calendar. Also wanted to give a shout out to Tracy and Kelly and Tamara and Colin, as well as Baz and Mike, for helping out on the day of, prepare for the events, taking the pictures, and doing so many different things to make the weekend work, and it was fantastic. I think that's everybody from the Gunny Girl. Yeah, so I think that's everybody. But it was great. Oh, yeah, and of course the ladies. The ladies were fantastic. Oh my God, these ladies are beautiful. Anyways. It's gonna be a good calendar this year, boys.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Yeah, really, really good.
Yeah. For myself, Terry and John from DDSA, they set up Drumheller really well and had our back. Brian from BTSA, he set up. They've got like some target backer boards that are like, and some stands that are maple seed. They're stapled, they're stenciled maple seed. Like they're really supportive of the program. Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's really awesome. The IITs that help put on the events, Rick for driving across the country and braving
Rick.
COVID with doing all the Rick stuff, sleeping on the tent on top of his truck.
I know.
We fixed a so we were leaving. We just had dinner after the Calgary event, and I was following Rick, and we are going to drive up to Drumheller, and I see sparks coming out the back of his trailer. And so he pulls over, and he's like, "Oh, it's the leaf spring." Okay, well, I got a spare. Let's do it. He had already replaced the other one, and he bought two. So what would have been like a catastrophic like show-ending failure for most people was 20 minutes of working in a parking lot for us. We had the tire off, we changed the leaf spring, popped the tire back on. 20 minutes in and out, done. Changing that out on a trailer.
Poor Rick. He has so many problems.
Well, that was actually real fortuitous because it was both of us there,
Yeah.
and he already had all the tools and the leaf spring. He'd already done one, so it was a real quick job to do the other one.
Well, I'm glad you were there.
Yeah, it's nice to have someone else to hold a flashlight or knock out a bolt or swing a sledge on something that's being rude for a
Yeah.
bit, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Finally, join National Firearms Association such as the CCFR. Check us out on Gun Owners of Canada. Like us on Facebook, and reach out to your city councillor now to talk about municipal handgun bans because those might be coming. Maybe not. I don't know. We don't know.
Probably not,
I
but
don't think the government really has a plan right now, so that's an option.
holy jeez.
And sponsor the show by emailing us at slamfireradio.com. See you next week, everyone.
So if you have any comments or questions for the show, please send an email to slamfireradio@gmail.com. Now go grab a gun and shoot something.
When the talking is over, it's time to get a gun.